listens in later.
Okay, cool.
All right. Now I lost my. All right. So for those of you who came on, thanks for hopping on. And for those who will be listening later, thanks for listening later. We hope that we can, get you some support, some advice, some suggestions as you begin this new journey with us, and get any of your questions answered. And if there's anything in here that we don't talk about, feel free to message your coach or chime in the group. And we have plenty of people who are happy to help answer your questions. So the first thing we want to talk about, again, I lost my list. The first thing we want to talk about is Shakeology. Oh, who came on? Katie came on. Hey, Katie.
Hey.
How are you?
Tired.
Tired? Yeah, me too. Me too. So the first thing we want to talk about was Shakeology. There are a bajillion different recipes that you can use or make with your Shakeology. Pinterest is an awesome resource to find different recipes, or we can share some of our favorite recipes in the group. It's really a good idea it might take a couple days to find your favorite recipe, so have an open mind and play around with a couple of different things as you test out different recipes. You may be one who will find a recipe that you love and that you want to stick with and have every single day. That's what I do. I am a creature of habit, and I drink the same one every single day because I can't go a day without it. And if I try something new and I don't like it, I'm going to be really sad that I wasted my Shakeology on it. So that's just me. I've talked to a lot of people who like to change it up a lot, and that's one of the great things about Shakeology is that you can do just that. There's a bajillion different recipes out there. I still need to try that Nutella one.
Yeah, it does look good.
Hazelnut extract is on my grocery list for this weekend. It looks amazing.
It's hard to find. I tried to find it, and they didn't have it.
Oh, I'm going to be bummed if they don't have it.
What is the Nutella?
We'll share it in the group.
Oh,
I was going to
Nutella.
say, I haven't seen that one either.
I call it Nutella. Sorry.
No. All I heard was Tella.
Oh.
And I was like, what the heck is Tella? But then now I got it.
Yeah, there's a Nutella recipe.
Oh. So I thought you were saying like a new recipe.
Nutella.
Gotcha.
It looks amazing. I gotta try it. So that's fun too. In the groups we'll share different ideas and things we come up with. There's a cookie dough recipe one that's really good. And now I'm kind of off track. The one really great thing about Shakeology is that if you read the food guide, it'll tell you that you can mix unsweetened almond milk or unsweetened coconut milk with your Shakeology up to 3 times a week and count it as a yellow. Yellow is your carbs or your starches. I don't like to use my yellows for anything but, like breads and pastas because I just love my yellows. And so I was really happy to hear it's the one thing that Autumn Calabrese, she is the creator of the program, it's the one thing that she disagrees on with the people who wrote the book, that you can use up to 8 ounces or 1 cup of unsweetened, it has to be unsweetened, almond milk or coconut milk in your Shakeology as a freebie every single day. So definitely try that out. I've even tried the half almond, half coconut one, like in the same container, and that one's pretty good too.
It just makes it a lot creamier.
Yeah.
And then just a couple of other things you can mix into it too is if you're blending it, you could use regular peanut butter, but if you're like me and you pretty much just shake it with whether it's water or the unsweetened almond milk, you can also use the powdered peanut butter, PB2. And I actually just saw at the grocery store tonight that they have PB2 powdered peanut butter vanilla. So I bought it to see what it's like because I've had the chocolate and the regular, but I figured I'd try the vanilla because they don't have vanilla vegan yet. So I'm kind of jealous of people who drink vanilla. So I'm going to see. But those are, a good alternative if you don't have time to blend, but you want to add a little bit more flavor into your shake.
Right. Well, do you guys have anything to add? Any ideas? Any favorite? Do any of you drink vanilla?
I had it, but it wasn't like my favorite.
Yeah.
It was okay, but I just got chocolate, vegan chocolate the other day.
Have you tried it yet?
Not yet.
My God, it's so good. I actually like, now that I'm thinking about it, I like half chocolate, half vanilla. Have you ever tried that? That's really good. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say about Shakeology. But if you have any questions, we can definitely help you. What's next, Ash?
Next would be just in terms of the workouts, is that obviously for some of us, we've done these rounds before. For some of us, this is going to be the very first time. Maybe you are an experienced exerciser. Maybe you're a beginner like I was when I first started. And so like walking up the stairs the next day, things like that were difficult. Sometimes they still are.
Sitting to go to the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. I went to this place actually a couple of weeks ago. I swore the toilet was like one of those ones that are in like the kindergarten. Oh, low. And I had just done lower fix. I was like, I might just hold it because like I can't even squat that low right now. I'm going to either be in the toilet or from but anyways, the point here is that, you're going through these workouts, you're definitely going to be sore. And that's a totally, normal feeling. So to kind of push through that, obviously listen to your body. If it's uncomfortable, you'll know. But in terms of soreness, like totally feeling all these different muscles you didn't know you had, I'm still discovering new ones.
Mm-hmm.
But just to kind of keep pushing through that, just because when you do, do your warm-ups, do your stretches, maybe add a little bit extras, but that movement is loosening up your muscles, getting the blood flowing, and that's ultimately going to be helping with muscle soreness. So skipping is not going to do you any sorts of favors. And then also that apparently pineapple is good for sore muscles.
Mm-hmm.
That obviously water, extra stretching, and then how they have like those foam rollers. I don't have a foam roller, but I have a rolling pin. So sometimes if I get like a tight spot on my leg or something, I just use a rolling pin for baking.
Mm-hmm.
I think the point is just, schedule your workouts in. Depending what your program is, they're going to be between 30 and 50 or so minutes for most of them. And just really try to stick to that schedule.
Yeah.
Excuse my coughing. I know it sounds fake, but it's not. It's like one of those ones.
We don't think you're coughing just to get attention.
No, but like the fake coughs when you sit next to someone, it sounds like.
Oh yeah. Nobody does that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. So the workouts, definitely kind of stick to what that schedule is, and your program, whatever you're doing, is going to come with a calendar. And
Right.
it's going to have, so if you're following the 21-day fix, it's going to start with, the total body cardio, upper fix, lower fix, Pilates. Is it cardio fix on Friday?
30-30.
Oh, and then Dirty 30 is on Saturday, and then yoga is on Sunday. And then it changes for the different programs. So I definitely recommend following that, seeing what equipment you need.
Mm-hmm.
So 21-day fix, a set of light and medium or light and heavy weights, and a mat. You don't need anything for core to force, right, Brooke?
Nope.
Nope. So nothing for
body.
core to force.
You might want a yoga mat. There's abs on the floor.
Yeah, so that's probably a good idea. Yoga mat.
Yep.
For plyo, you would just need a yoga mat as well. If you're doing, max 30 or T25, I don't think you need anything for
Mm-hmm.
T25, right?
Country heat, you don't need anything.
Just your dancing shoes. For those of you who are on, what programs are you all doing?
21-day fix.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I'm finished country heat.
You're what, Katie?
I'm like at the end of my country heat, and I'm probably gonna restart here.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Nice.
What are you doing, Carissa?
21-day fix again.
Perfect.
Nice.
I'm gonna do another round of quarter force.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Oh, you must love it.
I love it. It's awesome. I do miss 20-day fix extreme though. But I want to do one more round because they kind of like advertise it that way. It's like a 30-day program, but they kind of advertise it as a 60-day program. I think they encourage people to do it twice.
Yeah, because probably you'll be a total badass the second time around.
Beat people up.
That's right. I'm not coming over to your house.
Protect myself. Okay, so we just kind of talked about that a little bit, about equipment, things that you'll need. Meal prep. So meal prep is often like a big topic in our groups. I think sometimes people are nervous about meal prep. It sounds really overwhelming and scary, but it doesn't have to be. We can show you and teach you and help you figure out, how you can meal prep, like taking the approved foods and kind of picking out what you're going to eat each week and kind of mapping out how you're going to have each day. So it's kind of like taking a puzzle. A lot of the programs do follow the container system. And so you do a quick little formula and it tells you how many. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's bobbing their head.
Oh, there we go. So it'll tell you if your program follows the container system, you'll fill out a little formula and it tells you how many containers you're allotted each day. They do look very small when you first see them, but they're actually quite bigger than you think they are. When you fill them in and then put all that food on the plate, they're actually a lot. I was pleasantly surprised. And so, you want to take the number of containers you're allotted each day, and it's kind of like a puzzle. You have to figure out how you're going to kind of construct your day with your containers. We recommend that you start really simply at the beginning. There are plenty, talking about Pinterest, there are so many different recipes and delicious recipes that you can try and find on Pinterest. We share a lot of recipes in the group. But if this is your first time really meal prepping and planning, I would really suggest at least taking the first week and starting really simple and really basic. And then as you get more comfortable with the planning, the prepping, following that plan, you could start to, experiment a little bit with some different recipes that you find on the internet. But don't feel like when you're meal planning and prepping that just means you have to always eat like really bland, basic things. There are plenty of things to choose from. It just might be a good idea to start more simple.
Agree. Does anyone else have any tips, I guess, about that in terms of like when you first started, do you recommend definitely doing that simple side of it, or what advice, I guess, right, would you give to someone doing the first time?
I think prepping and having all of the foods cut up and in the fridge so that when I do start thinking, oh, I really want something to eat, then they're there and I don't have to think I don't really want to eat healthy because I have to prep it all. So
right.
Once it's already in there and it's already all cut up and I have something that I can just grab and go, then it makes it easier for me to eat.
Right.
Healthier.
That's a good idea. I think there's kind of two ways to do it too. You could, like you were saying, Beth, you could like wash and cut everything and put a whole big thing of cucumbers in the fridge so that it's ready to go, and then you would portion it out at that sitting. Or some people like to take that extra step on Sundays and literally put 5 containers of green portioned cucumbers in their fridge. So it's really all depends on, how you want to meal prep. There's really no one way is the right way to meal prep. Some people like to do it every day at the beginning of every day. If maybe you stay home and you're home for the day, you might like to prep each day. Other people who know that they're going to be really busy during the week might like to do all their prepping on Sundays and go to the extent of really, measuring and portioning everything out. So it's just grab and go every day. It's really whatever feels most comfortable and easiest for you.
I've also found that now that I started doing that, my kids and my husband eat all of that prep food too. So I have to do it more often, which is great because they're eating better, but I go through it faster because my kids are eating all the veggies and my husband is eating it, takes it to work and stuff.
You're like, hey, that's my portion. Pause off.
And it's okay. I don't mind as long as they're eating healthy.
It's so much more, you're right though. It's so much more you're more apt to eat it if it's just ready to go. I know if it's cut up in the fridge, it's so much more appetizing rather than oh my God, it's still in the plastic bag from the grocery store. So I have to take it out and I have to wash it and I have to cut it. I don't want to do that.
Right.
But if it's there, it's I might as well eat it.
I mean, I'm so lazy. I have to have mine portioned out because if it's all chopped up in big containers in there, I'm like, I don't know about that right now. So I know for me, for fruits or vegetables, the same thing, because I'm not going to I wouldn't want to, like, if I wanted something, I didn't want to have to wash all those strawberries or something. So I do portion out every single thing on Sundays.
Or if it was like grapes and I was hungry, I would just bring the whole container over to the couch.
Mm-hmm.
And then before you know it, it's gone. And it's like, well, that didn't really work out too well. The other thing I think I've mentioned once on the call is that, you know, you get these containers in the mail, and especially if you are going to be gone all day, you can use the containers as a measuring cup or a measuring tool, and then putting that food into like a different Rubbermaid container so that, you know, depending on what bracket you're in, you're going to get multiple of each container. And so, you know, you don't have to be refilling that specific container all day, if that makes sense. So like I have a bunch of the Rubbermaid Tupperware, or you can use Ziploc baggies, whatever is easiest for you. But just kind of, it's an option to use the containers as like a measuring tool and then portioning it out that way.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Then you don't have to worry about, you know, bringing those around with you everywhere or whatever.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they are kind of convenient sometimes though. So like you said, you kind of figure out what kind of works for you, trial and error. If you have questions, just ask in the group.
So I would say starting, you know, I would just pick a plan of attack, try it out for the week, or even try it for a few days. And then you can kind of like reevaluate and see how's it going, how's it, you know, what can I change, what can I do differently, and ask for ideas in the group.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, I would say if there's anything to pay attention to, it's the meal plan, because that's absolutely where your results are going to be definitely coming from. Of course, you need to do the workouts and you need to challenge yourself, but like that meal plan is what's going to get you to that next level.
Right.
So I'd say, you know, definitely put some time and thought into how you're going to kind of tackle this.
I agree. We have some sample meal plans in the files in the group. And then again, there's Pinterest there's actually some sample meal plans on Pinterest too. Or we're happy
There's a ton of those on there.
What?
There's a ton of those on there. And also, I think that we usually do a post about it, but for anyone who has a new challenge pack, you get 30 days of Beachbody on demand. And on demand, there is Autumn Calabrese and her brother do a cooking show on there, and they show you how to make different recipes. And they go from like 4 to 15 minutes. They're very short. And they have different things. So for Thanksgiving, they had like every single Thanksgiving dish you'd ever want to make, but a healthier version of it.
Yeah.
They have snacks. I think she has like muffins. I think there's even a cocktail on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I made the muffins. They were yummy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You did make them.
Yeah.
Your kids even like them, right, Beth?
They did. And my mother-in-law, who is the pickiest person in the entire world and refuses to eat anything that I make with wheat flour, I gave them to her, and she loved them and ate more than one.
Wow.
I didn't tell her that they were healthy.
That's so funny. That's cool though, yeah. So I would definitely recommend people taking advantage of Fixate, because it has like a complete overview of meal prep, of the containers, and then there are, if you do like to get a little more involved with foods, which like to be honest, I'm just a little simple and I'm a little lazy, so I don't. But Autumn has some great recipes that are straightforward, but they are, you know, she has like salmon burgers, you know, a couple of other things that are delicious and easy to make. So I would say check that out on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then also on demand, I guess if we can just lead into that, is that you have access for the first 30 days. If you just bought a challenge pack, you'll have access to the program you bought, and then sneak peeks to a bunch of other programs for 30 days. So I definitely recommend taking advantage of that, if not for just the Fixate, but to kind of check out some other programs too.
Yeah.
Sorry if you hear that. My cats are going nuts right now. Anything else, I guess?
Did we talk about the modifier?
Nope.
Nope, I didn't think so. So with all the Beachbody programs, but especially I think the ones that most of us will be doing in the group, there's always a modifier that you can follow. So it kind of goes along with, you know, when you're feeling sore, push through. There's things that you can do. Don't skip. You know, there's always an option to just kind of take it down a level a little bit and follow the modifier. for the entire workout if you're feeling really sore, if things are really hard for you, especially depending, where you're coming from and, when you join this group. Have you been working out before coming? Have you not worked out in a few years? Have you never worked out? Is this completely new to you? And, there's always a modifier for you to follow. So that's what's really great. One of the things that's really great about the Beachbody programs is, there's the way that Autumn or the other trainer is doing it, and there's always a modifier, and then typically they'll tell you like a way that you can kind of extend it and make it even a little bit more challenging if that's something that you're ready for. So definitely
you need to one up Autumn.
Well, that's what I feel like with the Core de Force program. I mean, for me anyway, like 95% of the moves are pretty badass and they're pretty hard, and for the whole like second round they're like, okay, let's take it up a notch. If that wasn't hard enough, you can do this and this. I'm like, what? I can barely No, I'm exaggerating, but it is some of the things are pretty tricky, but it's just funny. They're like, okay, let's take it up a notch. I'm like, let's stay right where we are.
I'm like, modifier for life.
No, it's really hard. Core de Force is really hard.
It is really hard, but I'm getting strong. I'm getting so much stronger.
Yeah,
I can like do some push-ups on my toes now.
Yeah, me too. But that one workout that has like 50 different kinds of push-ups. I was like, are you kidding me?
Did that this morning, yeah. That's why I had that idea for my post. I'm like, whoa, these are kind of getting a little bit easier. Like, I can't do them all, but
holy crow.
Yeah.
Tell me out of that workout.
It's fun though. It goes by really fast.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think is kind of cool is that, like I don't have Core de Force, but because I have On Demand, I got to try one of the workouts. So like I am going to get it to be able to kind of mix it up.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I get workout envy sometimes. Like when I hear someone talking about a new workout, I'm like, what? I want to try that one.
And then this is a little bit different from previous groups. The importance of, checking in with the group and, like this group is for all of us. A lot of us coaches will be posting in here to, keep you on track, keep you keep you, what's the word I'm looking for? Keep you on track and keep you motivated. Oh my God, I'm so tired.
Modified.
I was just talking about the modifier, so I had it in my brain. Keep you motivated to stay on track, and that's what your coach is here for too. But also, something somewhat new that we're doing is we have a daily accountability post, and so each day, it's just kind of a fun way to keep everybody like engaged and checking in on the group, and because when you check in, it's going to help you stay on track, but it's also going to help everybody else stay on track. Like I know at the end of the day, I love going into that post and seeing how many comments are on it. Like it like fires me up. I'm like, oh my God, like 24 people checked in today. It's so cool. Like it really, and it's the end of the group and I'm still like, so it's just
able to see like the number of workouts you've done too, and like, I don't think that, people need to have the pressure. Of course, sometimes you're going to have a rest day. So maybe you're not going to have your there every single time, and that's okay. But I also think it's really cool to see like, oh, like, my name's here. So out of X number of days, I've done this many workouts. That's a huge accomplishment where sometimes if you just go day by day, you're like, yeah, I did 3 weeks. But if you see, oh, well, I did 19 workouts out of, 21.
Right. And yeah, I mean, you should take rest days. Rest days are encouraged.
Yeah.
You definitely should take rest days if you got to listen to your body. If you're just feeling kind of like tired, maybe you could push yourself a little bit, but if you feel like you're getting sick or like you're really super sore or whatnot, once in a while a rest day is definitely,
or yoga,
yeah, like Core de Force, we have like an active recovery day. It's just something a little bit slower, and I don't know.
That was crazy.
But yeah, so I don't think I even fully said that. So each day there's an accountability post that'll say that the number day that we've been in this group, and then next to your name, everybody's name who has commented on the consistency posts throughout the group, you'll have a number next to your name to just say how many times you've checked in on that post. And so it's just a really fun way to kind of keep everybody accountable. So
I love it. I feel like it's like totally changed the groups. Like I could not be more excited about it.
I know.
Because when you see your name not on that list the next day, you're like, shit. Like,
But that's a good thing to note, though. If you like wake up the next day and you're like, I forgot to comment, you can still comment and you'll be on it the next day. You'll have caught up. Like it's not like there's like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not like
There was a few nights I'm like, crap, I didn't put my name on, but I was like, oh well.
It's actually Carissa and Katie and Beth. This is actually the first group that we've done this with, so this is new for us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so like Ashley was saying, like it's totally changed the dynamic. I think of our groups are like, I tell people, I'm like, my groups are awesome now. Like you should probably join our groups because they're pretty cool.
Well, and
it's been
like
fun.
I'd only thought I'd missed like a couple workouts or something, and then I look at it and I'm like, out of 21 days, I almost missed a week. Like it just makes you realize, a couple days here and there adds up.
Yeah, and nobody's looking at it like, oh,
No, I was just thinking for
it's personal knowledge.
Yeah.
For you to notice yourself, because you may think, oh, this 4 weeks, I did a really great job. And you probably, of course, did do a really great job. But then when you look back, it's like, well, maybe next time I won't have.
Yeah, like this time I had 19 out of 24. Next time I'm going to go for 21 out of 24 or something. But yeah, just know that. Like if you wake up the next day and you're like, oh my goodness, I totally forgot. You can check in then, and then you'll be caught up for the next day. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't feel like it's like if you're like falling asleep, don't like be nervous that you don't get out of bed to go like post. Just do it the next day.
Yeah, and I would say, kind of along the same lines as that is, that post is great for the support and the accountability. And I also think that, other people can feel free to comment and support other people in the group, not just us coaches being like, oh, like that's awesome. And doing that, I think it feels good and has like, a nice sort of community atmosphere if other people are encouraging, each other to do that too.
And not even just like each other commenting and encouraging each other, but also like, and I know some people do this already, like Katie's one that does this a lot. Like if you find a really fun recipe or if there's like a really great quote you come across on Pinterest or something, you are like totally more than welcome and encouraged to post that in the group too. It's not, this group is here for all of us. Can you see my dog? Want to get comfy in the couch.
I'll post it in our other group tonight. Like the funniest thing ever. It's like
you did?
Just finished. Joe did. He was like, just finished squats. Didn't fart once. Like something. I was laughing so hard at that. I think I've gone in and looked at the thread like 15 times. My battery's gonna die for it.
I haven't seen it yet. I obviously haven't checked it yet.
Funny. So I think sharing stuff like that, it's just like, some days are great, when you're working out. Some days are tough. So going in and seeing something like that is just like, everyone's thinking to themselves, like, totally, me too, So yeah, I think that, and then the last part would just be before and after photos. So I had posted the one today about taking the before photos and measurements and how important that is. Whether you want to share them in the group, whether you want to just share them with your coach, keep them for yourself, whatever you want to do is fine, but definitely take them.
Yeah.
Even between each challenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because it'll be cool for you to see between rounds, sort of what that progress is. And also because, over time, you'll probably increase your weights in the 21-day fix and that sort of a thing. So it'll be cool to see throughout the rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, and measurements too.
Yes.
Helpful. And I know for me, it's great to see those things, but it also for me personally, it really helps me and encourages me to kind of keep going. It's like a really awesome motivator for me because sometimes day to day you don't like feel those changes and you could yourself think, things aren't really changing. But then when you see those pictures and you take those measurements, like those numbers don't lie. And so if those are changing, then it's just going to, motivate you to keep going. I know for me, that's like the hugest motivator. Like when my pants were too big the other day, like that just like relit a huge fire under my butt. I'm like, I can totally do another round. I can do another round. Bring it on.
She's got her pants like hanging up in her room. Like,
like in the bath. I put them on the fridge. I'm like, don't go in there.
But I think that those are good things to recognize too, is not just, like weight that's lost or things like that. Because sometimes obviously the scale doesn't go in, in favor. So I think definitely the inches and then noting, how your clothes are fitting.
Yeah.
Sort of a thing. And I know my cousin Caitlin in her first round, I think she lost something like 11 pounds or something like that, but she had lost like 16 inches.
Whoa.
I feel like inches are, the inches kind of, it seems that those add up a lot, a lot quicker sometimes. So it's kind of cool to see. That way, and then plus in a few months, once you've done multiple rounds, you're like, woohoo! So, well, I guess, does anyone else have anything that they would want to add? The groups are awesome. I guess you could say that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are not going to be Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, any of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a good thing to note, is that this group will be going through Christmas, Hanukkah, Christmas Eve. So, to just like our last group went through Thanksgiving, it's like up to your discretion if you want to kind of like take a few days off or whatnot. I know that I drink my shake every single day, no matter what. So I would encourage everybody to do that too, but it's up to you.
So I will probably put our Christmas cookies in the shake.
I bet there's like a Christmas cookie like recipe you could find.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Yeah, we should look at those. That's one thing I guess we could try to do in the group too, is just to share, some treat stuff.
Yeah, like healthier.
Yeah. What were you going to say? So over the holidays?
So over the holidays, to like kind of plan ahead and, of course you might be really busy with company and traveling, but to do your best and to know that, the group is still going to be here the next day. So do your best, but at the same time, enjoy yourself. Christmas and Hanukkah come once a year. And then hop right back in. That's the cool thing, is that you have this program, you have the support, you have the tools to take a day off if you want and splurge, and then to be able to hop right back in and know that you already kind of have a head start on your goals and you're not waiting like everybody else is till January 2nd.
And I think that we have this group going a little bit longer to just
like our last,
those, wacky Christmas days, just in case maybe we, get you a day or two. I don't know.
I mean, I won't be working out on Christmas Day.
No, me either.
I'll be ripping my presents open. No.
Yeah. Okay, well, we only have 2 minutes left anyway. So, this is awesome. Thank you guys for hopping on. Meredith, I know you're just listening. I hope you got lots of this out of this, and I will definitely be posting the recording in a few minutes.
If anyone thinks of any questions, or if you are listening and then you kind of, have some questions that you may have asked if you were on live, just let us know.
Yeah, we're here.
All right.
All right. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
Bye.